Through the disturbed spirit of the dead girl, I never was a person who had normal dreams. Usually they are pretty strange, and most of them were action and adventure mixed up with lots of things that I did in the day or the past few days. Never have I had a dream in which I felt dread in my spine or that crippling fear in which it's usually described in most of creepy stories. Enough about that, let me introduce myself. I spend most of my days listening to creepypastas while playing video games. Most of them are about action, combat and adventure. Usually there is gore or dismemberment and blood that never affected me much, since it's a video game. It's not real, your brain knows when it's real or not, despite the graphics being that good. About the creepypastas, they are very mild at best for me. When I started to listen creepypastas on YouTube, they were about the paranormal, spirits and such, and they were mostly from Japan. So I got pretty spooked and excited to listen to some more. Looking in the web, I started to realize that the American ones are from stalkers, weird people, murders, rapists and home invaders that might be scary for whom they are happening, but since I am black belt in judo, I tend not to fear others despite the fact that I know I cannot win everybody, but they are people. People can get hurt and killed pretty easy, so I listen just for the story. But since you are here, let's talk about my weird dream that I had today. Before you can understand a little about the dream, I did not have much opportunities having sex with the opposite gender, so it's a bit rare but not uncommon of me to dream about having sex with a girl. Today was no different. I was dating a gorgeous Japanese girl, and we went to a crowded mixed restroom to have sex. Do not ask. I do not know how dreams work either. After some time there, I asked her if we could go to a more private place. She said she had one in her house, and so we went there together. The creepy factor started there. The house was really old and dilapidated, as if nobody lived there or did not care about the place for a long time. She went to the backyard of the house with me and said they had a subterranean room where her sister died. She had to pump water for the room because it was flooded. As she was pumping the water from a hole, her dad came up and started to tell me how the room was. The bed was attached to the wall because of her sister's fits. I asked him what kind of fits, and he said she would usually move uncontrollably on her own, as if having a seizure while screaming, so they have to pin her to the wall with the bed. While he was telling me that, I started to feel a chill down on my spine, that crippling fear that killed all my horniness right at the spot. No way I would have sex in that haunted place. Do not know how many feet below surface where a girl, apparently possessed, died. As I was summoning my courage to talk to my date, her dad said he thought it was okay and entered the black staircase near the pump. That place was dark, lacking any kind of light. I did not want to go there, but her dad went without hesitation. While he was going down, he was describing how the place was until we could not hear his voice anymore. Right after that I felt my stomach drop and nauseated. Something was not right here. They were waking up something that should not be awoken. For some inexplicable reason, my mom showed up and went in the same place that the guy went, doing the same thing that he did. But her voice suddenly stopped, and right after that, the guy's body and my mother's body burst through the pump hole. They were bloody and dismembered, as if hacked into pieces as easy as you cut a juicy and tender meat with a sharp blade. I felt a deep sorrow for my mother and started crying like a baby. My legs could not support my weight. I did not have enough strength to go on because of my mother. Weirdly, I mustered some courage, and as I was looking back, my date was also in the same state, looking in front of me again. Found a pile of bodies in the same way. I felt an unnerving panic with dread. I had to get out of this place, or I would be the next. Who knows who were this invisible threat? Maybe her sister's spirit who had made a pile of bodies as easily as you make a pile of meat. I sprinted away from the house, but the gates were locked, and for some odd reason, I was pushed back into a room inside the house with the door locked. I was on fight or flight response. I did not care about anything. I knocked down the door and was in some kind of living room. Of course the other door was locked. I have to break the window glass to get out, cut my hand in some shards, but managed to break free, sprinted away until my lungs burned. After that I was awoken by my parents, saying that a family member, who was young I dare say, just died of heart attack. Never in my life I had this kind of horror dream. A chill went down on my spine as I was recounting what happened to them. Who know what would have happened to me if I stayed in that creepy place? Guess I just had my paranormal story that I always wanted. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to support my work. And as always, enjoy the fear, my dear.